I'm just starting. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This video is the first video. This video is the first video in a series I put together to help teach people about cryptocurrencies and the future of money. This video is meant for educational purposes only and is in no way any form of financial advice. I urge anyone who is interested in getting involved in cryptos to use this video as a starting point and then do your own research and decide if investing in cryptocurrencies is right for you. So, the first thing to keep in mind when we talk about cryptocurrencies is that this topic is vast and complex, and to be completely honest, I would be lying if I said that after studying cryptos on a nearly daily basis for the past over 2 years that I understand every single aspect fully, truly, and all the way through. To be clear, I am not a software engineer, so my capacity to truly understand the fundamentals of coding and mining in cryptos is admittedly not at expert level, but I have done my very best, like I said, over the course of pretty much every day for the past 2 years to research and understand everything that's going on so that I could explain it, to myself first and foremost, and then to my friends and family, and hopefully now I can help a few more people out. That being said, my attempt here is to simplify these concepts in a way that most people can hopefully understand. So when it comes to this topic, it's important to keep in mind that explaining cryptocurrencies right now is kind of like trying to explain, let's say, the internet in, let's say, 1985, and expecting people to understand what you're talking about, get on board, and be like, yeah, buddy, sounds like it's definitely going to happen. Because the thing is, we just don't have... Okay, here's the thing. Here's the problem for most people is that the technology itself is just so new right now that we don't truly, as a society, have the frame of reference or the mental acuities in place in order to truly grasp the concept of cryptocurrencies at this time. Just like with the example I just said, if you had tried to describe the internet to somebody in the early 90s or the late 80s and told them that definitely for a fact, no argument, it's happening within the next 20 years, there will be a digital invisible web of information that blankets the entire planet to such an extent that literally, every aspect of daily life is pretty much implicated, and there are entire multi-billion-dollar industries built around this invisible digital web of information, it would have sounded crazy and preposterous and vastly unbelievable for most people. Most people would have been like, yeah, all right, sounds good. You need to stop by the doctor on your way back to wherever you're going to. It's just, we just genuinely did not have a precedent in our historic collective recollection for this type of experience. We didn't have a frame of reference from which to base the concept of a digital invisible web of information that ruled the planet and drove the global economy. So it would have been extremely, extremely difficult to explain the concept of the internet to just your average person at this time and think that they would fully be able to grasp the seriousness and the concreteness and genuinely the future magnitude of what this would become and now is. Like, I remember being in elementary school and having this computer lab class where we had these giant Macintosh computers and the keyboards and having, learning how to type and, everybody just going ham over the Oregon Trail and thinking it was the best thing ever, which it was, and if I had Oregon Trail today, I would probably still love it and still play it, but anyways, and then I remember the transition to the beginning of the internet in middle school where we would have classes in the library and they showed us how to set up yahoo.com email accounts and just navigate basic internet functions like tabs and whatnot. And now we all carry mini computers around in our pockets, and a lot of times our entire lives revolve around whether or not there's a Wi-Fi connection, and I'm not that old, and all of that has happened just in my lifetime. So in theory, this is the same exact thing that this is the same concept that can be applied to what's going on right now with cryptocurrencies. So to understand cryptos at this point is really to be willing to embrace a new way of thinking that has not yet solidified itself into our current paradigm, and that which is honestly the responsibility of our generation. My chicken just walked in my house to usher in. Be right back. Anyways, sorry about the chicken. Yeah, so basically it's like, just like we had to learn how to use the internet and we became accustomed to using it in our daily lives, and now it's just, we don't even think about it, it's just part of everything. That is what is going to happen with the cryptocurrency. Okay, will you come get the chicken out of the house? She keeps walking in here for some reason. So a little bit of background. Satoshi Nakamoto was the author of the first white paper on Bitcoin, and something called the network effect is what is responsible for propelling the manifestation of the concept of cryptocurrencies in real time. Satoshi, he knew how to fix money so that it could no longer be controlled and so that it couldn't be used to control the population through debt. His intention was clear, and it was the people who took his ideas that he wrote in the white paper and built Bitcoin. Bitcoin was created as a means to free humanity, and it's an idea that is foreign to us now and seems unrealistic and like ridiculous, but it's just because we've become so accustomed to our experiences dealing with money and currency in our current society that we don't view it for what it is, but it's actually a form of slavery in terms of debt, by use of debt, and I will explain that more in another episode. Anyways, in closing, if you are interested and you do want to learn more about the future now by way of cryptocurrencies, I urge you to keep an open mind that as you watch videos and you do research on this subject, you won't be able to overlay any current economic and financial understandings that you might have at this time onto the subject and think that the same concepts are going to apply. They just don't. The same rules don't apply because it's an entirely, like I've said a million times in this video, an entirely new paradigm of currency and exchange, and we're going to have to adjust to that. We can't overlay the same rules that we've been using on dysfunctional systems and think that they're going to work, because they're not. That's the whole point. So anyways, also realize that no one, including myself, first and foremost, is entirely accurate in their knowledge at this early point. So keep in mind that due diligence and discretion are just absolutely crucial in what is currently being referred to as the wild, wild west of current crypto space. That's all for today. In my next video, I will discuss, to the best of my ability, what exactly makes a currency and how that can be applied to cryptocurrencies. So that's all. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned.